Hi, I'm Maciej from EONA talking about data loss prevention. Today I will talk about UniFi solution. It's about how to quite easy manage your network infrastructure like firewalls, like switches, like access points. This material is not sponsored. I created because we like it, we use it. And why we like it and use it. First, most important thing, it's possible to local host this manager. It's very important from our perspective to have, let's say, full view what's going on in our infrastructure. Because central management, it's cool, we like it, we love it, but we definitely not want to have hosted somewhere in cloud, for example, in China. It's definitely not what you want to do. You don't want to host management of your network somewhere in the cloud. Additional thing, it's quite easy solution. I will show you how to use, let's say, base function and quite easy setup. Additionally, comparing price and possibility and features, it's quite good in my opinion. For that price, features and performance and also, let's say, quality, it's quite good. From disadvantages, in most cases, when we are talking about the routing and VPN and stuff like that, it will work for small, let's say, small size network infrastructure. In many cases, on the middle size infrastructure, it will be also okay. But when you will start to think about advanced routing, advanced firewalling, or advanced features for VPN, probably you will not find it there. But like I mentioned, for most cases, it will work and it will work quite good. About the test infrastructure, I have created a virtual machine on Debian 13 with Docker Compose installed on it. On this Docker Compose, we will install our UniFi manager. We have test access point. This is U6 Lite. It's quite cool. So when we install our manager, we will adopt this access point there. We will create our first Wi-Fi network. Then we will talk a little bit about the backup of this solution. So I will show you where it is, how to handle with it, and how it works. Additionally, a little bit later, I will show in the background how the data are organized. I will show you all of that, but the first sponsored part. If you need our support in designing, implementing, or maintaining infrastructure related to virtualization, remote access, or TrueNAS storage, feel free to contact us. If you don't need our support, but you like what we do, like and subscribe, you know the drill. Thanks. And now let's get back to the technical details. Let's start to configure our UniFi controller. So we have three files. This is the Docker Compose YAML. Those configuration, where did I get it? I will show you. There's a web page. GitHub, Linux server, Docker, UniFi Network Application. There we have detailed information what have to be done. The script, the database configuration, and application configuration. There are some things to be done, in my opinion, to have it work properly. So I gather all of that and I put it to this file. Moreover, those files will be attached on the article on the web page. So what do we have here in our Docker Compose? He will create two services. First is a database services. Second is UniFi Network Application Service. Database is MongoDB. We have particular version of MongoDB. We have the container name. We have attached file with environments variables. We have them here. we can see them. So what do we have here? User ID, group ID, time zone, configuration of MongoDB. We have application memory limit, and we also have tag version. To avoid situation that we have, let's say, latest, it's not definitely the best approach. We have them here clarified. So in composer file, we have just Mongo tag version, and if we want to change something, we need to change it here. In this case, let's leave it like that. So next one, volumes. We have the MongoDB. It will create the folder, and he will put there all data related with MongoDB. What's more, we need to have an initiation script for MongoDB. In that case, this script is here. All we need to know about the script, it will be launched only on first initiation. He will create the database and leave it. So we need it. It has to be configured like that. Like I mentioned, it will be used only once. After initiation, he will not start it. So now next restart unless stopped. So the service will be always restarted, or if something happened, or host reboot or problem with container, he will always restart. More or less the same for our second network application, UniFi Network application. We have information about image, about container name, attaching environments, and also new folder with all data related with UniFi Network application. The next one, ports. This is quite important. A lot of ports, not all are necessary. Let's start from the beginning. This is this is important port. This is our web GUI for administration. When we deploy our manager, we will use this port to manage our devices. So this is our admin port. Everyone who need to manage our infrastructure have to have access via that port. Next one, Stund. It's a port, it's a service related with, let's say, make it easy to communicate each other devices behind the NAT. This is not necessary. Next one, this is very important, interesting. The port 10,001. What's going on here? This is auto discovery port. When we enable that port on our controller, and we will attach this point or switch to the same network, it will automatically discover controller and try to attach to it. It's quite easy, quite, let's say, plug and play. In many cases, when we have quite a simple flat network, it will just work. Just add it to network, attach, adopt, and that's it. Next one, this is crucial. 8080. This is the port which need to be opened to allow devices to communicate with our controller. So every device need to have access to that port to discuss with controller. Next one, those two ports are necessary to when we want to have guest portal to allow guests to use internet. To use that necessary, you need to have a media gateway. You need to have router from UniFi. Next one, the port to test throughput, network throughput via a mobile application. Remote syslog, its port seems to be similar, not similar. It's almost like 514. 514 is a classic syslog port. In this case, it's syslog for UniFi devices. To allow devices to log to controller, just the standard logs to send logs to controller, we need to have communication on that port and possibility to reach that port from access points, switches, etc. to our controller. It's not necessary. It's a, let's say, additional way of investigation. From all those ports, in the matter of fact, we definitely need only two. So 8443 to manage and 8080 to communicate with devices, to allow devices to communicate with our manager. That's it, unless stop. Yeah, I already mentioned about that. So what we can do? We can do Docker compose app. He will pull the image. He will pull the both images. Then he will start this initiation script, and then he will start the application and allow application to initiate. That could take a couple of minutes, depends on your devices. Okay, we can see that database is ongoing with initiation. In the minute he will start the application and allow application to use database and to initiate application as itself. Okay, here it is, UniFi application. It is started. Let's take a look at that. Oh, this is the old one. Okay. This is a first view, of course. Security. He will not recognize the certificate. We need to accept that, and application is ongoing. Initiation is ongoing. It could take a little bit more time, and we will be able to start work on it. Let's take a look what's going on. Yeah, we can see that our application is working. He start initiate. It's ongoing. Okay. Utilization went down. In the background, we can see that we have our welcome page. What's now? So let's assume that we are migrating to the new, for the moment, let's assume we are migrating to the new one, or recovering instance in other place. In that case, we will just need to recover. And if we will click upload backup file, we will attach old backup, and that's it. He will upload it. He will reboot the service, and he will get all necessary details to recover. And from that moment, you will be able to use it from the backup. But in our case, we are starting the quite new, fresh installation. So create U2 test. In my case, I'm in Poland. Agree for the license agreement. Next one, he will push to login into UniFi cloud. I don't want to do that. Let's try to only create local account. So advanced setup, create account, and skip. And now we are able to create local account. Admin. Password, yes, extremely complicated. Admin, net, and finish. No, I don't want to save that password. What do we have here? So let's start from devices. We see, here it is, devices. We see devices which is able to adapt. Why we see that? I will tell you about the way how to adopt devices, how to show devices where is our manager. First, it's In this case, when the controller and devices is in the same network, I already discussed about that. Port 10001, devices will do auto discover. It will try to find controller and he will reach to controller and he will say, I'm here, please adopt me. The easiest way, and that's what happened here. But let's try to do something more complicated. Second way is application. When your new devices and your phone are in the same network somewhere else, in the different place where our controller is, you will be able to use application on phone, find this device and point device where he should try to find controller. That's also a nice thing, but please notice, one devices, two devices, it's easy, but if we have more of them, annoying, 10, 20, 50, a lot of annoying work. Why to do that? Let's try to do something more fancy. So let's assume someone attached the new device to some remote site. I don't know where, I don't know what exactly. All what I need to know, of course I need to have console somewhere there. All I need to know is, let's say, MAC address of that device. I will try to find IP to be able to log in there. ARP a grep, and the MAC address, I saw it on device, so I know what to put in here. I know that the end of my MAC address is this one, so click it, and if this host, when I'm logging in, where I'm logging in, this host and our new devices, we are in the same network, from ARP table, we will able to find that IP. What next? We are somewhere else, we are logged into the other site, into the kind of remote site. What next? We will be able to log there, ubnt no, 214. Let's do that. User ubnt, password ubnt. Here it is. So we can see that it's just a kind of Linux. We can see that it is UniFi. We have the host name. What we can see here, let's see. Let's say we will use info. We have model, we have the version of the software, MAC address, IP, host name, uptime, NTP synchronized. And what is most important here is status. Status of this device is not adopted. It's not adopted because we know that we didn't click adopt yet. But let's assume this is in somewhere else, like I mentioned. So what we should do here? We should do something like set inform. And now we will use this pattern, this one. Let's use our IP. I know this is my IP, this is IP of the controller. In this moment, this device sent a request to our controller, hey, I'm here, please adopt me. If devices won't be here already, he will appear here and we will be able to just click it. So this is a third way. The fourth way, it's most important, most interesting in my opinion. Let's follow on that. If we will be able to manage DNS on site, to be sure that we will be able to resolve this exactly name, so UniFi, ping UniFi, if this will be resolved on IP of our manager, of our UniFi manager, then we will not be, we will do not need to do nothing. If that will be resolved correctly. So please notify. It's exactly this one. So every device, every new UniFi device, when it will it will be connected to network, he will try to reach exactly that network. So like I mentioned, if we will manage to resolve this host name to correct IP, you don't need to do nothing. Just connect to network, and all devices will try to log in into our UniFi manager, even if different network, even on the remote side. In my opinion, that's the, let's say, most interesting and most cool way of doing that. Definitely not manually. Okay, so let's do that. So click it. It will take a moment and he will be able to be adopted. He's not going. Okay. What we need to do now, we need to add Wi-Fi which we will want to use. So settings, Wi-Fi network. We don't have any Wi-Fi network yet on that site. We need to wait because he needs to adopt access point to allow us to configure Wi-Fi. That makes sense in general. Okay, we can see that we are able to do that. So that means that devices is adopted. Let's create the new one. SSID will be test Wi-Fi. Password. Yeah. Okay. By default, in this situation, he will use exactly the same network. Please remember, this is a flat network. No VLAN, no routing and stuff like that. Just the flat network. So the Wi-Fi will be attached to exactly the same network, which access points are connected. Of course, it's possible to use VLAN. Of course, it's possible to separate separate VLANs in the particular Wi-Fi SSID and so on and so on. It's always possible, of course, but this is the simplest solution, just the simple way, just to click to go ahead to working one solution. So let's leave it like that, native. Of course, a lot of things we can set up, but like I mentioned, not in scope of this material. Okay, done. That's it. Here we can see we have 5G, we have 2.4G. We don't have 6G in that case. Okay, we have overview. What's going on here? And this is quite cool feature. Let's wait when something will log into our Wi-Fi. Okay, we can see that it's logged here. We have one access point. We don't have wired devices. We have one client connected. Let's go back. Please notice that this is server IP, but it's not it is a server IP, but please notice it's not the same as our interface, because this is IP of the Docker, not the host. That's why we have other IP here. Let's get back to topology. That's definitely one of the coolest feature. In that case, we have one access point, one phone connected to it. So we don't have nothing here, let's say. But in situation when we have a lot of access points, some switches, a lot of devices connected to it, we have auto created infrastructure. So we have clear topology, how it's connected, but remember that he will print here only UniFi devices. It will show how they are connected each other. So once again, we have our access point. We can manage it. We can see that the IP addresses and power and stuff, transmitted data, and so on and so on. What is the one of potentially dangerous feature? Let's go to the settings, system, take a look on that. Debug tools. It's by default it's off. It's good. We will turn it on, and let's back to our devices. Settings. We will have something like that. What will happen here? If we click that, we will be logged into our device. It doesn't matter where that device is. If it is connected to our controller, we will be able to connect there via console. Maybe you recognize this is exactly the same console which we was able to log into device. So what we can do, we can of course ping something. That's no problem. That's not danger. But please notice, TCP dump. We can sniff the network. We can use SSH to log in somewhere. It's potentially very risky. That's why you need to be aware. You need to realize that something like that is possible. That's why that devices shouldn't be in the same network as like our other devices, our management interfaces. It's good to know that it's very powerful feature to debug, to see what's going on, but it's also a dangerous feature. Please remember about that. So let's get back to our configuration. Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. We have config. This is folder for UniFi. It's created automatically. We have data here. Data. We have a lot of information about the configuration of our controller. We have backup. Let's get backup, of course, necessary. Settings, system backup. We need to. By default, it's perfect. By default, it's enabled. But let's discuss about that a little bit. Repeat every day, week, month. Let's do it every day. Some hours, some particular hours. Let's keep, I don't know, 20 last files. What we can backup? We can backup settings only, or we can backup settings plus some period of information of details of a lot of information about traffic and devices and so on. All those history. Save it. From that place, we can also download the configuration and restore. We can download it to our computer, and the same when we will starting on the beginning, we can do restore. He will upload configuration, reboot, and it will start to work. Yeah, that is crucial part. Let's get back here. So all automated backup will be here. So it's very important to be aware, to remember that we need to backup those 3 files. It's important because we have passwords here, configuration and stuff like that. Also auto backup. When auto backup is created, this backup will include every configuration and database content and all stuff. So we don't need to do additional backup of MongoDB. All automated backup will be here. So what do we have here? We have some settings, additional database. We have it's a version of controller. Let's take a look on logs. If you will need to do some details debug, you have information here. You have logs, migration information and stuff like that. So it will be necessary to do additional deeper debug. MongoDB, those are files, those are database files. Like I mentioned, we don't need to handle them because automated backup have those data. No worries in that matter. So let's assume we want to update the version. What should or what we could do? We could stop the service. We need to change that version here. Let's go to the web page, to the GitHub. We have tags. In this case, you can see that we have installed ls111. We can see that the newer one, we have 112. Okay, let's try to do something with that knowledge. Okay, we have stopped the service. Let's change the version and click up. In this case, he will download the new image and he will start the application. He will do then probably, definitely, he will do migration. Stats. Yeah, we can see the application is working. Probably in the background, he's performing migration because it should not work. Yeah, agree, it should not work. In the background, he's performing upgrade new version. Of course, remember about backup. You have to have it before upgrade. Upgrade is potentially risky. Please remember about that. Okay, we have new version. It is successfully upgraded. We should see something in the minute. Okay, perfect. We see uptime 1 minute. It's working. In my opinion, it's quite cool solution. I hope you enjoy and it was worth to watch. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for staying till the end. Remember, if you need our support in designing, implementing or maintaining infrastructure related to virtualization, remote access or TrueNAS storage, feel free to contact us. If you don't need our support but you like what we do, like and subscribe, you know the drill. Meanwhile, we invite you to watch other materials or maybe see you later. Thanks. Bye.